few people do.
Well, I feel privileged then. And it made my work staying up to 3 a.m. in front of the mirror last night all worthwhile. Just to hear you say those words, Lee.
You wouldn't know how hard it is. 6 letters.
I know. Duigon. I mean, how hard can it be?
It's easy.
Yeah. Hey, let's talk about, you write, tell us the genre that you write, if you will.
Okay, I have 4 books in a series so far, with more to come. I describe them as fantasy adventure with a biblical template. These are books for young readers, 12 and up, although adults seem to enjoy them every bit as much as children do. And they deal with a world that is not our own, a fantastic world. So they're broadly speaking fantasy books for young readers.
So is this sort of in the same vein as the C.S. Lewis, J.K. Tolkien, that kind of thing?
Well, I would have to say yes, with the proviso that C.S. Lewis as a writer and an artist is inimitable. I wouldn't even dare to try to imitate him.
Gotcha.
He can do things that nobody else can do.
But you're dealing with a fantasy world, with adventure and excitement and, probably some scary stuff, all that makes a good movie, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And then you throw in, but you're looking at it through is it allegory, or how do you mix in the biblical truth?
Throw in is completely the wrong word, and that's what's wrong.
Well, that's what Mickey said, but
that's what's wrong.
But I told her it was wrong, but she insisted I use it anyway. But anyway, go ahead.
That's what's wrong with most of Christian fiction, and I put that in quotes. Okay. They sort of slap the Christianity on like a decal.
Right, gotcha.
I've tried to do something totally different, and I have postulated at the start of my work that although this is a fantasy world, a different world from our own, the same God who created our world created this one and peopled it and gave it life, gave it his word, which, although their scriptures are different from ours, we would recognize the moral teachings as being exactly the same. So for my purposes, God is God no matter where in the universe you go. Whether there are other worlds or not, if there are, he would be God there too.
Hey, where do you, what's the name of the series, by the way?
Bell Mountain.
The Bell Mountain series?
Yeah, that's the title of the first book. And it goes on to The Cellar Beneath the Cellar. Number 3 would be The Thunder King. And number 4, the most recently published, is The Last Banquet.
Is it possible for you to give us sort of an overview of, what's contained in these books? I'm sure it's impossible to capture all of it, but just,
Bell Mountain is about a nation and individuals that has lost its connection to God. They still have a religion, the religion of their ancestors that was bequeathed to them over countless generations, but it has become an empty thing.
Wow.
So in the start of this series, God moves in this world to reconnect these people to himself. And he does it by speaking to people whom no one of any importance is going to listen to. Children, old folks, slaves. And in Bell Mountain, he speaks to 2 children and calls them to perform a quest, which they believe. Now, this is not God saying this to them. This is what they believe because this is what they've been taught. They believe that when they perform this quest, they will initiate the end of creation, the end of the world. But they're going to do it anyhow because God has called them to do it.
That sounds very interesting. Can I ask, what age group is your target here? Like a parent listening right now and thinks, hey, that's interesting. What age do kids need to be that are reading this?
I would say 12 is is fine.
Okay, so 12 would be the youngest.
You can go as young as 10 if you have an adult reading it out loud.
Okay.
The series is titled Bell Mountain. Lee Duigon is our guest. Duigon. You got a website for this?
Yes. Here's how, folks, you get my books. The easiest way, they're not in the bookstores, so go to my blog, leeduigon.com.
You better spell it.
Duigon.
Duigon.
Yes,
Okay.
Lee, Lee, Duigon, Duigon.com.
Okay.
Go there and click books, and you will find everything you need to obtain the books, including pictures of the covers and sample chapters so you can read them and see if you like them first.
Wonderful. That's great, man. Any idea, any plans for a movie?
Not that I'm at liberty to speak of.
Oh,
That's
I'm not
Lee?
making one.
Public relationally speaking, that's a yes. I just want you to know that, Mr. Duigon.
He's not at liberty to say.
To confirm or deny.
Yes. Well, Lee, listen, this is a great idea. I've always been a fan of using different means to capture people's attention, about the gospel and about Jesus Christ and about the Bible. And not everybody will come to a crusade. You know
That's
what I'm
right.
saying?
Yeah.
No, but see, that's exactly what I hope my books will do, that they will call the reader closer to God, that they will awaken thoughts in the reader's mind that maybe had been slumbering, make him want to know God better, which, that is what C.S. Lewis did with the Narnia books, and so in that sense I am following in his footsteps, even though I don't imitate him.
Mm-hmm. Well, listen, this is wonderful, and we wish you the best. And when will you working on the next book right now?
2 more have been written and are in the hopper. The 5th book is The Fugitive Prince. We're waiting for the cover artist there. The 6th book is The Palace, which I finished writing last summer, and that is in the process of being edited. And after that, who knows? I have a whole fantasy world with thousands of years of history to explore.
I just got to ask you this, Lee. Man, I'm a writer myself, but I write about things that happen to me, or I write about my opinion about something, or a column about an issue or something like that. All that's based on real life experience, or so forth. How do you pull a story out of thin air? That's what I want to know.
I believe that God gives the stories to me because I ask him to.
Okay.
Sometimes it'll start with something as simple as a dream. That's what got the whole thing started. The dream is described in the first chapter of the first book, Bell Mountain. Chapter 1, Jack had a dream.
So you had a dream. You had a dream, right? Okay.
Yeah, I had it, and I passed it on to a character named Jack.
Okay.
Other times I will suddenly have a particular character pop into my mind and say, I can build a story around this person.
Yeah.
These books are, I don't know if I can get people to believe this, but they are smarter than I am. When I read them, I say to myself, did I really write that? I take what God gives me and I write it.
Well, Lee, we wish you much success, and I encourage people to go to your website. What is that again?
Yes, again, please, people, go to leeduigon.com, LeeDuigon, and click books.
And click on the books, and you'll learn more about the Bell Mountain series that Lee just described. Thank you, Lee. Appreciate your time, and we look forward to talking to you again real soon.
Okay, you're very welcome, Tim.
Okay. That's Lee Duigon.
Mm-hmm.
So he had a dream and came up with a book series.
Well, I think as I was listening, and I was with you on that question about, creating this whole, because it's more than just writing a book out of thin air. A lot of people kind of have a concept, they develop it. But these authors, novelists, they're creating a whole another kind of like, society and world. And they have to give you enough background that it's valid, that it's actually like a real place, and so that's pretty amazing.